We'd need some time to go over this.
So, you watch the senior partners meeting, and now you find yourself watching other scenes from Margin Call. The first meeting scene was probably the next one you watched. If the senior partners meeting is the Ryu of Margin Call, then the first meeting scene is the Ken. That is to say, while one is more well-known, they both have similar story beats, blocking, and lines. The lesser-known one might be just as strong. The scene has many little details, so in this video, we'll be breaking down the details in the first meeting. We'll also reference how some changes from the script affected the scene. And please subscribe if you want to see more videos. The scene opens with a shot of a watch. Before this scene, Sam said they were going to see someone to check Peter's work. We don't know exactly who's wearing the watch. Now, I don't know much about watches. This is the coolest watch I've ever seen. But the watch looks expensive. Whoever is wearing this watch is wealthy, powerful, and probably at a higher rank in the firm. The other characters walk in the room and the watch wearer is Jared, who is younger than Sam. If you watched the senior partners meeting first, this isn't a big reveal. But this moment makes me wish I had seen the full movie first. I wonder if I would have been surprised. There's another funny thing about Jared's watch. The scene opens with it, yet Jared asks,
"What time is it?"
He's too rattled to check his own watch. Sam and Will had a costume change before this scene. This means they had another set of nicer clothes in the office for some occasions. And Seth isn't wearing a tie. In the script, there were more greetings and some silence at the beginning. With this removed, Jared seems focused on efficiency, quickly saying,
Let's go right into the introductions.
Notice that Jared does not introduce himself. We'll talk more about that later. Jared says,
Where's Eric Dale?
Sam says Eric was let go. Jared looks surprised, and Sarah stares at him. While the movie makes it clear that Sarah had Eric fired, the script confirms that it was her call. Everyone gets a copy of the report. Sarah says,
What's your background?
On the surface, it looks like she's checking if Peter's work has merit. On another level, she is trying to show that it was Peter's work, so she did not make a mistake in firing Eric at this time. Peter says his background, then Jared says,
You're a rocket scientist.
Everyone looking at Peter with some awe was cut. Jared seems more bemused than impressed. This works better. I don't think much of anything would impress him. Peter says,
It's all just numbers, really.
There's this wonderful moment of awkward silence as Jared is thinking and Sarah and Ramesh look at the report. Jared starts panicking. He asks,
What time is it?
I love Sarah's reactions throughout the scene and the dynamics of Sarah, Jared, and Sam. You can tell that these are people who have worked together for a long time and that there are other grievances at play. Jared asks for the time again. In the script, there was more dialogue between these questions. With it removed, the time between questions is shorter. This makes Jared seem even more frazzled. Jared goes to the window. This parallels with John, who also goes to the window. Jared asks about clearing it from their books, and Sam says it could take weeks. Sam reminds Jared,
Our business is selling and buying.
why would they stop buying? It seems there would be no benefit to buying because the other firms probably also have toxic MBS-related products. Why do you think they would stop buying? Drop a comment down below. Jared says he understands, and Sam says, do you? Jared saying yes wasn't in the script. With this included, he shows a greater resolve to recommend the fire sale, and that he understands the consequences. And, like John, perhaps he has more information than Sam. Will and Sam say they have 60 traders left between their floor and Peterson's. Ramesh mentions VAR numbers, but Jared has switched to problem-solving mode. He thinks he has enough information to call John. Jared excuses himself. In the script, He says he's going to make a call. With this removed, it makes the reveal that he called John stronger. While Jared calls John, Sam and Sarah say, in the script, this moment was silent. However, this dialogue adds some interesting information. We'll talk more about that later. Jared re-enters, and Ramesh says that someone else could figure this out. And there's this tiny detail where Jared just says,
Understood.
and starts talking to Sarah. Again, he's already moved on from defining the problem. Jared asks about the value of the assets that might remain on the books. Sarah says,
You'd have to go block by block.
I think this is part of the motivation to,
Sell it all today.
it's too complicated to figure out the value of everything, and it would be easier to just sell it and run. Sam again references last year, and Jared cuts him off. Jared knows that whatever Sam's about to say should not be said in front of Will, Seth, and Peter. So what did they talk about last year? I talk more about that in my video on the line, be first, be smarter, or cheat. Jared asks about Eric, and Will says flatly,
We turned off his phone today.
this is in contrast with earlier, where Will showed he was angry about how Eric's firing was done. Now, here's where a section was cut out from the YouTube video. Seth says, who is that? And Will replies, Sam's boss. This is the first time we're told who Jared is. Seth and Peter are surprised that Sam's boss is so young. Will says, the kid's a killer. Will also says that what they're discussing in there isn't pretty. If people stop buying what they're selling. This tells us that whatever Jared is planning will be ruthless. Sam and Jared argue briefly about the fire sale.
Did you even look at the numbers, Sam?
Yeah, but what do I know?
This is a reference to Sam's greater tenure, both at the company and as a trader. Ramesh says he needs more time, and Sarah says they can't tell Jared their conclusion yet. Jared says,
We have talked about
We
this.
need
so, now we know that Jared and Sarah have talked, Sam and Jared have talked, and Sam and Sarah have talked. They all knew about this potential problem. In the case of Sarah and Jared, some sort of plan for the situation was made previously. Sam had his own idea that wasn't implemented. Sarah says,
we need a little more time to give you our conclusion.
this emphasizes that it is her job to check the math before they act. Sarah, Ramesh, and David leave the room. Sam asks,
You gonna call him?
Jared replies.
Already have.
However, we don't learn who he is until later. That wraps up my breakdown of Margin Call's first meeting scene. Did I miss anything? What nuances did you notice? Drop a comment down below. If you like this video, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.